Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday the 3rd of December 2025. In today's Mill news, a contract has been signed, paper, pen have met, and we have extended the contract of a player in the squad. And that player is Jack Howland, young prospect. You may or may not know him. I think he's played in some cup games, I believe. Coming off the bench, I'm not sure he started in them. He's only 19 years old. But yeah, Jack Howland pens a long-term Mill contract. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce that Jack Howland has signed a new long-term contract at the Den. The 19-year-old prospect, who has made 2 Carabao Cup appearances for Alex Neil's side and is an under-21s mainstay, has put pen to paper on a deal that keeps him in SE16 for the foreseeable future. With the Lions, since the age of 8, Howland has risen through the ranks to earn first team status, appearing in a 25-26 second round fixture against Coventry City at the Den and the third round tie at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. Oh, Jack has been with the club now for over 10 years. He's been fantastic throughout his journey here, and I'm delighted that he's signed a new long-term deal with the club. A reward for all the hard work he's put in, said Scott Fitzgerald, Academy Director at Millwall Football Club. He added, he's a footballer who has developed really well recently. It was a proud day for the Academy when he made his first team debut back in August, and I hope he can give us plenty more proud moments. And then they have an interview. Below, watch an interview with Jack after signing his new deal, whilst a look at the On the Pathway with the Youngster, originally published for EFL Youth Development Week in September, can also be viewed below, but you need to log into that. And I don't know if that's on Mill TV Plus or if it's just on normal login Mill TV. But there you go. Yeah. Very young. Only 19. But, doing well. He's a very good player. He can run with the ball. Which is, not a lot of players can do that. You have the ball. You kick the ball, you run with the ball. I mean, he can do it. And just to show you, this Mill have put up, Mill FC Academy on their Instagram, have put up the goals from yesterday's under-21 game. Don't worry, we're going to replay it, don't worry. You see the Wigan manager on losing his nut there. Wait for it to stop and we'll click it again. Damien Maku's a big fan. He liked that. So here we go, let's have a little look. So it goes to the corner, passes into, I think that's Beaumont, I'm not sure. And you can see the Wigan defender just ball watching while Jack Howland slaloms through into the penalty. That's Jack Howland scoring, by the way. It's kind of hard to see. Let's watch that again. Pass it inside. There's Jack Howland, picks up the ball. Bing. Bing, bing, bing. Oop, oop. Which way? This way? That way? Ooh. Got done him, absolutely skinned him. But the Wigan manager, if you look, so the guy that comes in, this guy, the Wigan guy, he just stops, stands there, and the manager just loses his shit. It's ball watching. So, bro, you're 10 yards away from each player. What are you doing? You're not defending anything. But that was a great goal for Jack Howland. That was the first goal in yesterday's game. Then they scored straight after, 2 minutes after that. And then they also put up the winning goal, which is just as remarkable. That's Frankie Baker picking it up on the halfway line. Here we go. Bosh, what a goal. What a goal. Damn. He has got a fierce little shot on him as Frankie Baker. Here you go. They're backpedaling. There's one other Mill player there. There's 3 of them. And all of them just back off. Like, you don't want to be doing that. But, by the way, it was 1-1 now. So it's 1-1. And this is, 3 minutes before the end of the game. And they ended up losing. So there you go. They lose 2-1. Is that Kevin Nugent there? Let's see how he reacts to the goal. On the touchline at the bottom. Can we see his reaction? Hey, absolutely fantastic. So there you go. So talking of youngsters, keep pushing it. Friday at the Den, 7 p.m. kickoff, under 18s in the FA Youth Cup against Everton. Big game, big performance. Cup game under the lights. It has to be finished on the night. There's no replays, so it's going to go to extra time and then penalties if we don't win in 90 minutes. But it's also going to be shown on Millwall TV Plus, so you don't have to travel all the way down to the Den to watch the game. Would be nice if you did, but that's okay if you can't, because you can watch it. So yeah. This is from millfc.co.uk. Millwall under-18s host Everton on Friday evening. Kick-off at 7 p.m. as the two sides go head-to-head in the FA Youth Cup third round. Both sides face off as they enter the competition in the third round. Chris Perry's side are looking to build on the previous success in this competition. After last year's penalty shootout win against Hull City at the Den at this stage and previous successes against Chelsea under-18s. That was a decent night. I went to that game. That was a win on penalties. That was, and then I think they had Leeds away in the next round, and they bowed good in that, but it wasn't good enough. Supporters unable to attend the match can watch along on Millwall TV. Yes, the stream will be available on Millwall TV Plus for subscribers at no additional cost. So if you do subscribe to Millwall TV Plus, this is being given to you for free. It's being given to you for free if you subscribe to Millwall TV Plus. If you don't subscribe to Millwall TV Plus, but you do have a login, you can log in and buy a match pass for £2.50. So there you go. Yes. So do that. Do one of them. Either go down there or watch it on Millwall TV. You will not be disappointed. Now, moving on to this. Get ready for this. Let's my French accent. This is from southernnews.co.uk. I think it's no better feeling. Millwall defender Tristan Crama breaks down his late winner against Southampton. Tristan Crama does not think there is a better feeling than scoring a last-minute winner at home after bagging one against Southampton at the weekend. The 24-year-old Frenchman has been a standout performer since signing for Millwall in January and delivered another big moment when he scored a 97-minute goal in front of Coldblow Lane to give them a 3-2 win over the Saints, which is the first win against Southampton at the Den since 1977. Well, you always prefer, winning 3-0 or 4-0, but winning like 3-2 at the last minute, especially when you score, I think it's no better feeling, Crama said after the game. With the Lions pushing for a late goal, Crama pushed forward from right back, and with defenders preoccupied with Mihailo Ivanovic and Zach Lovelace's runs into the box, Crama volleyed in Turner Ballow's cross from a tight angle. I was tired at this time of the game, but I thought it was worth it to gamble for this ball. So I just went to the back post, and, luckily, the ball, it ended up with me. The goal sparked wild celebrations in the stands and on the pitch, which Millwall boss Alex Neil sprinted down the pitch to join. That wasn't that... I don't think he did. He didn't do it for that one. He did it for the Callum Taylor goal. I'm sure if he would have done it for the Crama goal, he would have been yellow carded again by the ref, because the ref yellow carded him for the Taylor goal. Did he? I didn't see him. Didn't see him run down there. I don't think he did. I think they got it confused. Everyone's talking about this. We've never seen him do this before. We scored some great goals last season, some important goals last minute, but I've never seen him do that. Crama was able to bound forward because he started at right back rather than centre back, where he has typically played this season. I've got the legs. That's why the gaffer put me there, because I've got legs to go up and down. With 3 games a week, I'm getting tired today, but I know it was one more game, and then we've got a bit of a rest, and we've got 1 week to prepare for the next game. So, I just gave everything today. Now, moving on to this, which will we finish with, the southernnews.co.uk, they've spoken to one of the former Mill players who was managed by Billy Bonds. And here we go. He was just a thoroughly top person. Former Mill midfielder reflects on time under late Lions boss Billy Bonds. Billy Bonds has been hailed as a thoroughly top person by his former player Bobby Bowry. The former Mill manager passed away last Sunday, aged 79. Bonds, who made 799 appearances for West Ham, was appointed Lions boss in May 1997 after 4 years as a Hammers manager between 1990 and 1994. He oversaw 53 games in the 97-98 season as Mill finished 18th in Division 2 before parting ways with the club at the end of the campaign. Here's the thing though. This was, I believe, it was actually the 3rd division, but they called it Division 2. If you weren't born then, you won't know. When the Premier League came into being, the Football League spat the dummy out, and then they called what is now the Championship, they called that Division 1 for a time. And then what is League 1 now was called Division 2. So it was actually the 3rd division. So we were battling to stay up in the 3rd division, League 1 as it is now, in that season. Bowry made 48 appearances in all competitions that season, scoring 2 goals. The midfielder reflected on his time working under Bonds. He was an unbelievable person in terms of his attitude. I remember doing a pre-season training session and he was running with the boys and he was like 50 plus then. He had a seriously unbelievable mentality, him and his number 2, Patsy Holland. He brought a real discipline to the club and it was great to be a part of. As a person, his intensity in the training, he had a bit of an aura about him, in terms of he was one of the ones where he actually wanted to play for the man. Billy was just a thoroughly top person. His discipline and his understanding and how he was to everybody as well. He was the sort of person who had time for anybody. I think that's very rare in football these days. He left quite an indelible mark on me. I thought I was a really good pro, but he brought a real professional in terms of making sure you were fit. Training was always intense with Billy. He used to try and join in sometimes in the 5-a-sides on a Friday. He liked to come in here and play table tennis and that with the boys. But when it was work time, he was not a man to be messed with. I thought he was good for a lot of players at the club at the time, and he had that approach of when it's time to work, you're going to work with him, and that was fantastic. Barry was asked if Bonds' status as a West Ham legend made his job trickier. He was just a strong character, He was always tried to deflect what was going on off the pitch with the fans. He always used to support the players. I remember at a time I had a couple of clubs come in for me and he made sure that I was in a good place in terms of playing. Whatever the noise was going on at the club, in terms of him being a West Ham legend, he was doing the job for Millwall. Bonds signed several promising youngsters who could grow into influential players for Millwall, including the Lions' record goal scorer Neil Harris, Tim Cahill and Robbie Ryan. All 3 were part of the squad that reached the 2001-2 Division 1 playoffs, losing to Birmingham City in the semi-finals. See, it was called Division 1. It was actually Division 2 after the Premier League, but they called it Division 1. And they still called it that at the time before they changed it to the Championship. I don't know when they did that, but I think it's a good move overall, really. It's kind of weird calling yourself Division 1 when there's a division above you. Bowry thought he handled integrating young players into the squad well. He didn't overlook the young players, which was fantastic for Millwall at the time. He wasn't frightened to play them. I tell you what, he was brilliant at. He'll be the first one in, and he'll be out there doing extras with the boys at 9:30 to 10. He had the time to develop players and wanted to develop people as well, which I think is just a fantastic trait to have for someone who had such a great career. And he wasn't just coming in and taking his money. He was actually working to improve people. Yeah, believe it or not, there are managers out there who, don't take training, which is kind of weird. Like, that's what their assistants do all that. They don't even turn up to training. They turn up, the day before the game, go to the game, and then maybe do the post-match. And all the other days, that's the assistant does the training, which is kind of mental when you think about it. But hey ho, but that wasn't Billy Bonds. Yeah, he actually cared and he wanted to do a good job, but only lasted a season. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.